This is the plaintiff, James Cavada. He says he was at the dog park with his schnauzer, Doogie, and the defendant's bigger, aggressive dog attacked his dog and broke 2 bones in his leg. The defendant's dog has a history of being aggressive at the park. She was negligent in exposing him to other, more vulnerable dogs, and he's here suing her for every penny of the $4,727.94 vet bill. This is the defendant, Nick Thompson. She says she feels badly the 2 dogs got into it at the off-leash dog park, but she did nothing wrong. Everyone knows you assume some risk by letting your dog play with other dogs. Everyone knows dogs can sometimes fight, and everyone knows you can't go in and sue in court for something like this. She's accused of causing a doggie dilemma.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket. The plaintiff says his dog broke his schnauzer's leg, but the defendant says it was an off-leash dog park, so the plaintiff assumed the risk. It's the case of Doggie Needs, Doogie Howser.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
James Cavada?
Yes, sir, ma'am.
Okay, according to you, Nick Thompson's dog was roaming free and attacked your dog, correct?
My dog was running with another dog. They were just running circles around the park, and she shot the tennis ball. And as opposed to going after the tennis ball, her dog went after my dog and attacked and bit his leg.
Okay, what were the injuries to your dog?
Both of the bones in the front paw were broken, Judge.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. And so you ended up with a vet bill, and how big was the vet bill?
$4,700.
Why was it so big? I mean, broken bones, I got it, but why was it such a hefty bill?
They had to put a metal rod to reset the bones, and I'm not really sure how vet bills work, so I don't know how to answer that.
Okay, was your dog roaming free too then?
My dog, yes.
Or were you guys in a dog park?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, is this a dog park?
Correct.
All right, an official dog park?
Yes.
Okay. In your answer to the complaint, you say the plaintiff and I were at the same unofficial off-leash dog park. What did you mean?
So it's not like a gated park. It's just a park in the local, it's a section of a park.
Where you all just decided to let your dogs roam free?
No.
Or the city decided to let you?
The city says it's a off-leash dog park.
It does say that?
Yes.
Okay, and but there's no fencing?
No, there's a stream that surrounds it. And there's fencing along the private property that it's adjacent to.
Okay. So now, according to you, did you see it coming? Did you see the attack?
It happened very quickly, so.
As these things do.
Yes, and it happened, far away from where we were standing.
How far is, what do you mean?
50 yards?
Okay.
I don't know.
And so what did everybody do when it became apparent that this was not playing?
So there were some surrounding people that went to the dogs and just acted really kind of aggressively to separate them. And
Like meaning what, that they're pulling them?
yeah, they ran towards the dogs, and I know from training that, dogs relate to people and the aggressiveness of people. So people came after the dogs, so I think it was worse because they didn't know how to break the dog fight appropriately.
Okay, well, your dog did a lot of damage.
Yes.
So you give him your number, and you call after the vet bills come in, and you ask for half of the vet bills, correct?
That's correct, Judge.
All right, and you originally had said, yes, I will pay half the vet bills, right?
I did say that.
And then you said you'd pay $100 a week to achieve that because you didn't have all that money at once.
Right.
And then what happened?
I was unemployed at the time and due to an injury and disability, so I just didn't have any extra money. And I tried to explain that to Mr. Cavada. And I was willing to do anything to, make up for damages, but I just...
How? I mean, what does willing to do anything mean? I mean, what he needs is money.
Yes, I know.
Willing to do anything but pay money, right?
I was willing to pay money, but it just wasn't going to be
Has your
fast
dog ever
enough.
bitten any other dog?
Never.
Never?
Never.
All right, now according to you, you have evidence that this is not the first time that her dog bites another dog?
So when the dogs are off leash, do you kind of assume the risk?
Yes.
Because?
Well, you're just letting your dog in, and then anything that happens is based on what they do.
You agree with that?
I agree, because I think if you're letting your dog off the leash, you should know that they're not likely to do that. If they if they should be on the leash if they are going to do that. You should assume some responsibility, I think.
Fair enough. Going inside the courtroom.
I have witness statements regarding to 3 other dog attacks.
3 other dog attacks?
No, I'm not aware of 3 dog attacks.
Are you aware of any?
Never. No, my dog doesn't attack.
All right, let's see what you got. According to you, she has been told not to go back to the dog park, so you should have something official that says that. What is this?
Those are statements from other
No, they're
park
not.
owners.
They're just typewriting on a piece of paper. Nobody signed anything. What are these? They're not affidavits. They're not sworn to, but they're not even signed. They're not even. This is just typewriting on a piece of paper that you could have done outside. You know what I'm saying?
I understand.
Well,
No, they
this is
were.
your whole case, though. When you say you understand, you know, I'm presuming that these people, if they exist, who are so upset that they wrote letters for you for me to read, would also have called animal control, and there would be some official evidence of what you're saying, a prior attack. It was a cold and snowy day. We were the only 2 dogs at the park. Java and Wally. Java's your dog?
Java's my dog.
Java and Wally were playing together when Java started getting a bit rough. We separated the dogs, and Java's owner stated she didn't like that Java would sometimes play roughly because her 13-year-old son played too rough with the dog. Do you have a 13-year-old son?
No, I do not.
Do you have any children?
I have a son. He's 22.
Okay. Java has shown what I would consider a high prey drive. In other words, a tendency to hunt, attack smaller and/or fast-moving animals. Since 2018, I have known Java to have gone after attacked the following dogs: Sammy, a yellow Labrador Retriever; Duncan, a 1-year-old Cavachon. Any of this thing around?
I'm not familiar with any of that.
Okay. You got anything official that proves that this dog... Look, this case rises or falls on the following, all right? When you are all at a joint place that you're both there voluntarily for, and you're both following the park rules, which is your dogs get to play at a dog park, all right? Anything that happens, you guys assume the risk. That means you assume the risk. You assume the risk because you understand we don't punish animals for being animals. They are animals. That is their nature. They do what they do. We punish humans for being wrong and for being negligent. So if you bring your dog to a dog park and, you know, the dog bites another dog, that's it. 1 free bite. You're done. No more dog parks for your dog. Your dog puts a muzzle on. You don't bring your dog to roam free and take that risk again. So your entire case, every penny of it, rests on you proving to me that, in fact, that dog attacked somebody else or some other dog. The entire case rests on that. People prove that to me by showing the animal control reports, the police reports, bringing in the witnesses from those other cases, even bringing in affidavits. You have brought to me typewriting on a piece of paper. You're out of gas. My verdict in this case is for the defendant.
Well, Mr. Cavetta, I'm sure everybody feels sorry for you, but as the judge put it, you were out of gas in this case. You should have done some research before you came here.
Well, I believe that the other evidence that I had with her verbal agreement to the original half price wasn't brought up, and I think that's unfortunate.
Well, she mentioned that. The judge mentioned that.
Right.
But as she pointed out, you both take the risk.
Right. That's why I think it should be a shared responsibility, and I think it's unfortunate that it wasn't.
Well, unfortunately for you, it wasn't. How's your dog?
He's doing very well.
Even after almost $5,000 worth of vet bills?
Well, that's, whatever it takes. It's my, my companion in life.
Okay, good. Take care of him, all righty?
have a good day.
You going to go back to the dog park, by the way?
Oh, yes, of course.
You will?
Yes, definitely. It's an open park. There's a lot of good dogs. It's very unusual to have someone that's negligent in that manner that would bring a dog there that does attack other dogs.
But they really were legit, people on that.
Oh, yes,
page.
100%. I didn't make anything up. I have no reason to.
Okay, all right. I'll ask her about it. Very good. Thank you very much. Ms. Thompson, let me ask you, what about all those people that he says that they were real, that have asked you to keep your dog out of the dog park?
I've never been asked to keep my dog out of the dog park. She's gone there hundreds of times and played. She was socialized.
So there's nothing to what he was saying about those other people?
No, dogs rumble and play, and she was just playing.
So you'll keep taking your dog to the dog park?
I have not taken her back yet. I'm going to figure out a solution on how she can safely play.
And he also said you offered to pay half.
I did.
Are you going to do it?
I just don't have the money, and I'd love to, and I feel awful of the scenario of what happened to his dog, his poor little Doggie Schnauzer.
Okay.
I do feel bad about that.
Good. Well, I'm glad of that. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. Harvey, what do you think?
So, you know, when a dog bites another dog, you still have to prove negligence. And maybe if there was a history of dog attacks by the defendant, there isn't a history there. There is no negligence, and that's why the verdict.